father or not. To me, because I was the mother.
There it
I
is.
was the one that was supporting you, keeping a roof over your head, and making sure that you went to school and you got the education that you needed. Okay.
Well, y'all heard it. We're gonna stop it right there. We'll go back to it.
Yeah,
All right, my sister,
I
come
saw
on
it.
with it. Come on with it now. Come on, talk to me now. What you got to say about this?
Okay, Martin. Well, this is the thing. So I got personal experience with this because my brother and I, we have different dads, and he's never even seen a picture of his dad. And so his dad died also. So, my mom, I don't think she never tried to keep him away from him, but it was one of them things where, um, he just didn't want to have anything to do with him. So, but I just feel like I used to think to myself, why can't you take him to go see his dad at the court meetings, like when you would need child support and stuff like that? Why can't you go take him to see him, So, but I don't know, but it wasn't a case where she kept him from him or something, not at least not that I know of, but she always just told him that he didn't want anything to do with him. So.
Now,
But I do see how it's affected him though, because I saw that when my dad would come over and get me and give me money or take me out to eat, or I would come back with shoes or clothes. Like my mom would tell me that he would start crying and he would say things like, where is my dad? And I feel like that like over time he envied that, naturally so. And I feel like that's contributed to part of our relationship today, where I've always kind of felt like this secret animosity, and I can never really pinpoint it. But I've kind of recently discovered, it's just I can see that that's kind of like
okay.
a cause of it.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Now, do you think your mother played a role in that too? Because a lot of times, as children and our parents, our mother have been the mother's been the custodian parent, the one that had physical custody of us. She tell us what we want to know. So we base our feelings on what our mom tell us, what our mother tell us about our father. And a lot of time it may not be true. Then we get grown up and get older and we find out it's totally different. Our dad did want to be in our life. But we come to find out, mom said, well, if you're not going to be with me, you're not going to be able to see your children. Now, you have some parents out there like that now. That goes for white, black, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, don't make no difference. This is all across the board. This is universal right here, what we're talking about now. We talk about black issues on it, but this is universal. And you heard that young lady. She said, you are my mom, but I want to know who my daddy is. So you got a lot of young people that you talk about every day. When I say you, a lot of us is doing older people that don't know who their fathers, mad at life, mad at everything. So this could be a lot of behavior problem. This could be some things are going on with the behavior with our youngsters. And I'm just telling you now, moms, y'all out here, you sleeping with these guys and you don't know nothing about them, and vice versa. So I won't be thinking I'm on here woman bashing, or, I'm not doing that. But you owe your daughter or your son an explanation, a truthful one. Now, I know it's embarrassing as being a mother, and you don't know who your child's father is. And I'm trying to say in my mind, how could you really tell your child that you don't know who their father is? That may be embarrassing to any parent. Go ahead, my dear sister. I had to say that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that was the case with my mom. She was very young when she had me and my brother. She only 13 months apart. So when I was like 3 months or whatever, she was pregnant by another man with my brother. So, so she was definitely kind of, doing her thing. But I could tell you this though, she never had men ripping and running outside the house. You know, we was real young, like toddlers. I remember a couple boyfriends, but that quickly faded away. And you know, I can confidently say that, you know, she didn't have different men and stuff around after those two boyfriends when we was real young. Like,
well, let me say
I'm talking like
this.
4.
Let me say this. I'm gonna tell you what parents do, and I know. Once you guys go to bed, go to sleep, that phone ringing, that doorbell ringing, company coming in, before you wake up, company leaves. So a lot of times you do have single moms that don't bring children around. I mean, bring a man around their children, but they'll do it. They bring them in the house while y'all sleep. Hold your thought right there.
No.
I'm not saying that may be the case. You would know. You would know. See, parents do a lot of things we don't know. Trust me. And I always say, young people know when somebody in that house. But let me go to the next caller. So hold on. I got an out-of-town guest. 918. Come on, caller. 918. You're live, uncut, unedited.
Oklahoma, brother. How you
what's
doing,
up, man? I ain't heard from you, preacher, man. What's going on? You all right?
How you doing, man?
All right, good.
Well, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I just want to share with that. When I met my wife, my son was 3. I don't say stepson. So she never stopped him from having a relationship with his dad. But I'm not going to get into the situation with how his dad was. But